Hey everyone, thank you for checking out another episode of Elevated Mind. Um, Today we are going to be doing Robert Greene's Mastery. I've read over 120 books the past 3 years. This isn't a top 10 book, this is a top 3 book. Robert Greene is a master himself. He went through over 69 biographies to build out this book. It is incredibly thorough and it takes a look at the people who have changed the world, who have made the biggest impact, and what it takes to get there. This is so important for me because my life task, which we'll talk about what a life task is to help people get where they want to go. I want to make an impact in people's lives. These videos are a way that I think might be able to help do that, and this has really given a lot of good examples and helped me understand what it's going to take to make those things happen in my community. So first and foremost, learning is constant. We see all the greats talking about it's a never-ending cycle, and this book is for students, right? This isn't light reading, this is deep work, and this is for people who are really looking to understand what it takes to become someone of value and relevance and importance to the community. Nietzsche, the great German philosopher, talks about genius does nothing but learn first how to lay bricks, then how to build, and continually seek more material and continually form genius around it. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe supports him by saying life is constantly evolving from itself. So we're always building on top of each other. And in Mastery, Robert Greene talks about all these household names in history that have changed the world. And essentially, because of them, it's an inflection point of history. Things have changed because these people existed. A couple names you might have heard of them. He looks at Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, the Wright brothers, Einstein, Da Vinci, Ford, Darwin. The names go on and on. But the largest similarities are that all of these people were incredibly creative. They were stunningly adaptive when challenge came along, and they were tenacious to face anything that was in their way to accomplishing what they wanted to get. They all pursued what Robert Greene refers to as their life task. So life task is simply that inner force, right? Intuition, that childlike spark of interest. We've heard it called the old brain. We've heard it called that gut feeling, omens. All of these things are below our conscious level, but tell us we're on the right path. Robert Greene talks about if you feel like you're doing the right thing, you most certainly are on your life task. So the path to mastery requires a minimum of 10,000 hours. That's basically to get into the game. When you're looking at the people that we're studying in this book, these people have put in thousands and thousands of hours, and that's where these idea babies are born. Mastery is the feeling that we have a greater command of reality, of other people, and of ourselves. And it comes in 3 stages. The first is apprenticeship, which is essentially learning the rules and the basics of the game, spending a lot of time studying the medium, but really not getting any recognition or any accomplishments being made in this first stage. This stage can last most of that 10,000 hours. The second stage is where we're getting to skill acquisition. So it's practice and immersion. It's deep comprehension within that realm of study and being able to tie ideas and really deeply understand what it is you're studying. The final stage is experimentation. This is the active mode. This is the ability to take the ideas that you've now become an expert in and bring in other ideas from other fields to create those idea babies and something totally new, something like relativity. And Einstein was brilliant, he was a genius, but relativity took him over a decade to finally wrap his head around it. So when we're looking at what it takes, what I've learned is everyone who has changed the world has worked extremely hard at their craft. They're incredibly disciplined and they have concentrated practice. Concentrated practice over time always yields results, but it takes concentrated practice to get there. Persistence is the other thing that continually comes up over and over again. Persistence is the hardest task, and our goals don't just happen magically. What needs to happen is consistent focus and a step-by-step process so we can identify and correct our flaws along the way. The biggest impairment to creativity is impatience. So we need to work hard, and we also need to understand this is going to take a long time, and being okay with that. Failure is part of the process. We need to learn graciously from failure so that we can repurpose it and make it something of value. If you're at a spot where you have some pretty crushing failures, visualize. Think about where this is going to get you in 3-5 years, how that's going to feel being there. Take it a step further. Think about being yourself in 3 or 5 years down the road and looking back on what you're doing right now, the grind that you're in, and how thankful you're going to be and how grateful you're going to be for going through this to get where you're going. Mentors. This is something that was huge for me. I was very strongly considering a career change, and understanding that I need mentors, people who have been there, understand this world much better than I do, and also are willing to help are key. Obviously, a lot of these guys had more than one mentor, so reaching out to as many people as you can and showing them the value that you can bring, showing them that you're teachable, is going to help them get on board with helping you. To wrap all this up, we have limited time, which means that we need to create artificial deadlines, and we need to always be working with a sense of urgency to push your limits. This life can be amazing when we demand the most of it, so we need to be demanding the most of ourselves. Louis Pasteur talked about, I want to be sure that I say this right, he said that chance only favors the prepared mind. As I was going through this, I was thinking about that right place, right time. Always put yourself in the right place. Be doing things correctly, be doing things the way they're supposed to be done, and have patience. So when that time finally arrives, you've been at the right place, and now it's the right time. I hope this helped change the world. Have an awesome day.